Hypnic Jerk. You're already drifting off. Your body's gone loose, your breathing slowed, your mind is floating somewhere between thought and nothing. And then you're falling. For one split second, your whole body jolts, your eyes snap open, and there's a rush of fear from absolutely nowhere.
You didn't fall from anywhere. You're lying in your own bed, but your body reacted like it was real. This is called a hypnic jerk or a sleep start. As your brain shifts your body into sleep, it lowers muscle activity in stages. That process isn't always smooth. Sometimes the brain misreads the drop as your body losing balance, and it fires an emergency signal. Wake up, move now. One theory traces this back further than you'd expect, an ancient reflex from ancestors who slept in trees, where a sudden loss of muscle tone could mean a real fall. This isn't a dream. It's the body's memory, a million years of fear, replayed in a single second.
Hypnagogia. Your eyes are closed. You're not asleep yet, but you're not fully here either. In the darkness, strange shapes start drifting past. Colors, lines, faces you don't recognize. Sometimes you hear someone say your name. Sometimes it feels like someone's talking right next to you, but the room is empty. You're not seeing these things. You're feeling them as if they're real. This is called hypnagogia, the border state between waking and sleep. It's not a dream because you're still conscious, but it's not full wakefulness either because your brain has already switched on its dream machinery.
Two systems, one that processes real sensory input, one that generates internal imagery, run at the same time. The result is neither fully real nor fully imagined. Most people experience this every single night. They just never remember it, because by the time it happens, the mind is already halfway into sleep.
False awakening. You wake up. Everything seems normal. Your bed, your room, the light coming through the window. You get up, get dressed, maybe make tea or check your phone. Everything feels completely real. And then you actually wake up.
And you realize the entire waking up was part of the dream. This is called a false awakening. Unlike a normal dream, there's nothing strange here at all. No flying, no unfamiliar places, just your ordinary life, replayed with total precision. That precision is exactly what fools you. The brain simulates the process of leaving REM sleep so accurately that you can't tell the simulation from the real thing. Some people wake up, or think they do, several times in one night, slipping back into the dream each time. This is called a false awakening loop, and it genuinely leaves people wondering, am I actually awake right now?
Déjà Rêvé. You're going about your day, and you run into something. A sentence, a scene, a random moment, and suddenly this strange feeling hits you. I've dreamed this before. It feels close to déjà vu, but it's not the same. Déjà vu is a general sense of, I've been here. This is sharper, a specific certainty that you dreamed this exact moment. This is called déjà rêvé, French for already dreamed. The explanation is fairly simple. You probably did dream something similar, because your brain mixes fragments of daily experience into your dreams constantly. You just don't remember it. It sits buried somewhere in memory, never saved as its own file. Then, when something similar happens in real life, the brain connects the two and gives you this false but powerful sense of, I already knew this.
Exploding head syndrome. You're drifting off to sleep. Everything's quiet, calm, and suddenly there's a massive explosion sound inside your head, or a sharp crack, like something just shattered. Your eyes snap open, your heart pounding, but nothing in the room has changed. There was no explosion. The sound only existed in your head. This is called exploding head syndrome. It's rarely talked about, but far more common than most people realize. The key detail, there's no pain. Only the illusion of sound. As the brain transitions into sleep, certain groups of neurons sometimes fire all at once, like a short circuit. When that misfire happens in the auditory center, the brain interprets it as a massive external sound. Most people never mention it because it sounds too strange to say out loud, but it's a completely harmless neurological event.
Somniloquy. In the morning, someone tells you you were talking last night. You don't remember any of it. Not even what you said. Sometimes it's unclear mumbling, sometimes it's full, clear sentences, like you were actually having a conversation with someone. This is called somniloquy, sleep talking. The interesting part is, this usually doesn't happen during REM sleep, the stage where you actually dream. It happens during deep, dreamless sleep. The brain's speech centers never fully shut down during sleep. They occasionally partially activate, and that activity turns into sound. You have no awareness of it because the memory system isn't running at that point. Your body speaks, but you, the conscious part, aren't there. Dream incorporation.
You're asleep and your phone rings somewhere in the house, but in your dream that sound doesn't stay a phone. It turns into a doorbell, an alarm, sometimes even music. When you wake up, you realize the sound was real, but your dream had completely transformed it into something else.
This is called dream incorporation. It's not random. The brain doesn't fully shut off external input while you sleep. It keeps receiving signals, but it weaves them into whatever dream is already playing out. This shows that sleep isn't a total shutdown of consciousness. It's consciousness running in a different mode, still connected to the outside world, just speaking a completely different language.
Dreamtime dilation. You only napped for 5 minutes, but in your dream, it felt like hours, sometimes even days had passed. An entire journey, a long conversation, a whole chain of events, all fitting inside that short nap. When you wake up, your first thought is, how did all of that fit into such a short time? This is called dreamtime dilation. It's not just forgetting quickly. During a dream, the brain doesn't build events in a straight linear order. It jumps, cuts, and pastes, like editing a film. The gaps between seconds get filled in, scenes shift rapidly, and your mind experiences all of it as one continuous event. Time inside a dream isn't a straight line. It's an illusion reassembled by the brain, just as convincing as real life, but running on completely different rules.
Sleepwalking. Someone tells you in the morning you got up last night, walked to the kitchen, and even opened the front door. You remember none of it. Not the walk, not the door, not a single second of it. It's as if your body moved on its own, without you. This is called sleepwalking, or somnambulism.
Unlike sleep talking, this isn't just a voice. It's the entire body in motion. Your eyes can even be open, but there's no one behind them. It happens during deep, dreamless sleep, not REM. Normally, a system in the brain keeps your body still while you sleep. During sleepwalking, that system doesn't fully activate. The part of the brain responsible for movement partially wakes up, but the part responsible for conscious awareness and memory stays asleep. So the body runs on autopilot, while the mind that would remember any of it simply isn't there.
The Tetris Effect. You've spent the whole day doing the same thing, scrolling your phone for hours, or playing one game for too long. And when you finally close your eyes to sleep, the same shapes start replaying behind your eyelids. Blocks falling, screens shifting, the exact motion looping over and over, even though the game ended hours ago. This is called the Tetris Effect, a form of hypnagogic imagery. It's not a memory, and it's not a thought you're choosing to have.
You can't stop it, and it's usually just the image or motion itself, not a story, not a scene, just pure repetition. Your brain treats a heavily repeated visual pattern almost like a procedure it needs to reinforce. As you drift into sleep with no new information coming in to compete with it, the brain replays that last dominant pattern on a loop, like a machine still spinning after it's been switched off.
Watch this video about the mistakes in your brain with quotation marks.